reviving your habits so that all the knowledge you've learned in the past 8 weeks, almost 2 months, you can apply it. All the knowledge, awareness can be converted into wisdom so that all the healthy habits don't just remain in your mind but also comes into your action so that your body and mind is healthy. As you're joining in, please drop me a hello so I know that you all are here. Till then, I shall just fix my setting. Yes, this setting is much more better. So today I shall be answering all the questions you have and you've sent to me in the past 1 week about different lifestyles we have taught about in Empowered Body Mind Soul over the past 2 to 3 months. So before I come with answering all those questions, let's have a quick recap of those 8 habits. So let's first tell the names of the 8 habits. The first is water, second, sleep, third, food, fourth is movement, fifth, can you guess what the fifth one is? So, fifth is the important one where you need to listen as well as speak to your body. Sixth is about staying on the path, being consistent, and making sure you always continue to remain on the path. Seventh is salt water bath, and eighth one is meditation. So these were the 8 essential habits which are important for you to be healthy. So what about these habits? The first habit, water. In essence, this habit actually tells you that drink at least 1 liter for every 20 kg of your body weight. Keep sipping on water throughout your day so that your body remains hydrated, because as I mentioned in the video, 70% of your body is made up of water. So make sure you're hydrating each and every cell of your body. That was the first habit. The second habit was sleep. We all like sleeping and we all need sleep. Our body especially demands and requires sleep. So always the question is how many hours to sleep, how to sleep well, and lot of this. All of this in detail I have answered in the video. I think that's the longest video of all the 8 habits. I think it's 14 minutes long, but make sure you've given it a watch if you have not yet watched it yet. But in essence, the simple answer is that sleep how much is required for your body on a daily basis, because everyday requirement of the body can vary slightly. Approximately an average remains same, but there can always be slight variation on daily basis. And you need to make sure you're catering to that need of the body and making sure you're sleeping so that when you wake up, you're waking up fresh, awake, ready for the day instead of being tired, grumpy about being a new day started. The third habit is basically our food. There is so much out there about nutrition, food, diets, what to eat, what not to eat. So many kind of specialists speaking about it. And not just specialists, we from our childhood have been hearing from our grandparents to our parents to our peers to our colleagues that this is good, this is not good, let's eat this, let's eat that, this is something new you need to try. There is so much out there about food. So my simple answer to this is ask your body, because your body actually knows what's good for it, what's healthy for it, and what's not good and healthy for it. So keep your life simple. Just ask your body. Sometimes when you've eaten something, your body reacts, it's upset. You know that that is not good for you. So make sure next time you're not eating that. or not eating it at that time, not combining with different things. So just keep it very simple. Your body inherently knows what's best for it. Fourth one, movement. I think we've been speaking too much. Let's actually do some movement. Even though you're sitting, make sure you're raising your hands and doing overhead claps. Let's bring your body in some motion. Let's do some wrist rotation in clockwise direction, in anti-clockwise direction. Let's keep moving our body because our body is meant to move. If you have any question about movement or any other habits, please put it down in the comments so that I can answer your questions so that you can begin applying this habit. These were the first four habits. Coming to the fifth habit. Fifth habit is my favorite and the most important habit is speaking to your body and listening to your body. Imagine a person who you're really close to, you've spent so many years with. You'll be able to understand their silence as well. That exactly is what needs to happen with your body. Your body is where you're living 24/7. This is where you have always lived and you will continue to live. So if you're not able to really understand what your body is speaking, just spend time with your body, speak to your body. Eventually you'll be able to understand the silences of the body. And let me tell you, that's going to be the most beautiful thing because then you will not need doctors like me or any other tool of information. Your body will always tell you what's right and what's not right. This is one of the habits I've got most questions on, so I will answer those questions once we complete the recap of the last three habits. The sixth habit was about being consistent, about keep going, stay on your path. So this is an important part that when you're actually building any habit, especially if it's new, it gets difficult sometimes to continue doing it. You do it for a few days, then you drop. So make sure you keep doing it. It's okay to take breaks sometimes. It's okay to have drops. It's okay to have a day where you've not done it. But what's important is to come back. Is to come back and do it again because you know it's important for you. You know it's given you good results. So you always come back. So that's what is about keeping going and staying on the path. The seventh habit is the salt water bath. I think about this habit, not just me, all our clients also, some of them have volunteered and shared in the shorts that why this habit is important and what's really brought about different changes in them, in their health, in their own daily routine by just imbibing this water of before sleeping, taking bath with adding salt in it. So make sure you watch that video and any doubts about it, please drop it in the comments because I think this is the second other video where there have been a lot of questions, especially related to what kinds of salts to use. So we'll come to that as well shortly. And then coming to the last habit, which has actually gone viral because that's the most watched video. So I think meditation is the habit. So I believe all of you have watched that video and know what this habit is. So remember, in essence, anything and everything can be meditating. Even while you are eating food, you can be meditating. Even while me doing this live, you listening to me, you can also be in a state of meditation because meditation in its authentic self or in its essence is just being closer to who you really are, being in alignment to your own thoughts, your own emotions and how your body is. So before you come to a stage where doing anything and everything falls under meditation, make sure you're having one such practice in your daily routine which brings you closer to that state. So these were quick recaps of the 8 habits we've dealt. Let me see what's in the chat. So what are the questions which have come in the chat so I can start answering those questions. So all of you, when I'll be seeing the chat, I'll be looking downwards. So make sure you are putting all your questions in the chat section. And as you're putting the questions in your chat section, let me answer some of the old questions we have got in the past 1 week because we've announced this live and we were collecting questions in the past 1 week. we've got some questions. So I've taken the most common questions. So the first question is, do I really need to work on imbibing these habits if I'm all fit and fine and I do not have any diseases? So this was the one of the most commonly asked question, and I think that's very important to answer that question, because there's a popular saying that do not wait to be thirsty to dig a well. And that's what I'm going to say, that do not wait for diseases to come in your body and then you will take action, because that's when things begin to get complicated. Keep it simple. These are habits to remain healthy. So this is supposed to be done when you are completely healthy, so that you always remain healthy. Isn't that the goal? Why would we want to have any diseases in our body? We would want to remain always healthy, right? So make sure you're doing these habits when you're healthy, and that is when it's going to be more simpler for you, and it's going to give you benefits and results which you'll be really thankful to your own self, because you put in the work and you put in the effort. Because if once some disease comes, it takes more time, it takes a little bit more effort. So make sure you do not wait for diseases. Having said that, if you have diseases, then these become must to follow, because that is what is going to bring you back in your alignment to being healthy and fit. So that was the first question. The second question was, how can I really chunk habits or combine habits? So that was the question, that how can I really combine habits? So let me tell you, these are 8 habits. Out of 8 habits, 4 of them are very simple, because you're doing it throughout the day. You're eating every day, you're drinking water every day, you're sleeping every day, you have to move every day. So 4 of these habits are very simple, that you're doing it on a daily basis every day. It's just that now you have to start bringing small changes to those habits itself. So that is what you need to focus on, that start bringing small changes to those habits, so you're more alignment with your health. But whereas the other 4 habits, how you can do to chunk them is, have either a night ritual or a morning ritual. Give yourself that 1 hour of time, either in the night or in the morning as soon as you wake up, wherein you can actually chunk your habits. Let me give you an example. In the night, what you can do is basically go ahead and exercise. After you exercise, come and take a salt water bath. So this becomes 2 habits. After you've taken your salt water bath, do not use any of your gadget. That's when you need to begin your unwinding. So make sure that's when you actually meditate, or you are going ahead and just spending time with yourself, where you're able to listen to your body, speak to your body. That becomes 4 habits. And you know what bonus of this 4 habit? Your 5th habit, sleep, is going to be really peaceful, deep, and that is what we want. So we basically combined 5 habits together by just having night ritual, giving yourself 1 hour in the night. So that's a good way to actually chunk or combine habits together, so that you can do all on a daily basis. That was the second question which was asked. Third question, which was most commonly asked, was basically, can these habits be actually followed and applied by children as well? So let me tell you, the younger the children are, they actually are naturally doing these habits. If you would notice, a child is actually sleeping soundfully, wakes up only when they need food. So and how do they draw attention for the food? Is by crying. And they stop exactly when they are full. Even if the mother wants to feed more, the child will not take it, or the child will burp it out. So, and then the child again sleep backs, and as the child grows, starts doing movement also. Even while young, the child keeps doing movement. So as they are young, actually the younger they are, they are naturally doing all of these habits. As they grow up, they see adults like us, and that's when they start unlearning these habits. So even for children, all of these habits apply. Just the thumb rule can slightly be different, like 20 kgs, 20 kgs of body weight, 1 liter of water will not apply completely. It will depend on their age and what kind of activities and everything they're doing. But let me tell you, for children, it's very easy to get attuned to their body, They will exactly know how much is required, when to stop, when not to stop. So that's how sensitive and perspective children are, and that's how we all naturally were. So it's very easy to tap into that again. So that were the three most commonest questions I got over the past 1 week, which I have answered. Now let me take some questions in the chat section. Along with that question, basically on what kind of salt do I need to use during saltwater bath. So remember, each kind of salt will have a different kind of impact. Most of the salts will have that emotional impact of making you feel fresh, light, energetic. But when it comes to a physical body, each kind of salt will have different impact. Like Epsom salt, for example, will work more on your muscles and the tenderness of the joints and pain. So Epsom salt works good to relieve pain which is at the muscle level. And then there are different kinds of salt like the Himalayan pink salt and salts which are actually even manufactured now. Windage is one such brand, which is a product line of Empowered Body Mind Soul, which actually even energizes the salt which it makes, so that each energy of the salt gives that specific results. It actually manufactures salts based on different chakra, and that's how those salts actually give results. So it is actually customized for each person, that what kind of person needs to use what kind of salt. So different kinds of salts will give different kinds of effect. So what you can do is you can begin experimenting and seeing how it's working with you. If not, you can always reach out to us. We are approachable. You know how to reach out to us, be it on social media, our website, our email IDs. We are easily contactable. So make sure you reach out to us, and we'll support you and guide you in what kind of salt you need to use for the different kinds of problems you have. So that was about the salt. Next, which is the most question asked about this video, was how to really speak to your body and how to listen to your body. So let me tell you, this is one of the most simplest habit. Now that you're sitting, having that awareness that your hands are rested on your legs, your feet is crossed or uncrossed on the ground, you're sitting cross-legged or you're sitting properly, you're sitting with a slouch or you're sitting with the back straight, your shoulders rolled. This awareness itself is your recognition to your body. And as you're actually telling that I want to rotate my shoulders and sit upright completely, you're actually speaking to your body. You will not realize. I would just tell you to raise your hand and your hand would have gone up directly. You wouldn't have actually have to tell to your mind or to your body or look at your hand and say that right hand go up. That is how the body works. You just think of it and the body is actually able to do that. That's why I say the body and mind are connected. So that is how simple it is to speak to your body. So throughout the day, actually, even without your awareness, you are speaking to your body. You're not actually telling your body at every step that you need to take one step now, walk forward. You are not telling that, but you are actually speaking in your own mind, which is making the body walk. And that's when I say speak to your body. That is how you're naturally doing it. Along with that, make sure when you are explicitly speaking to your body or describing about your body, you're being kind with your words. Your self-talk is very important. Make sure you're being kind, compassionate and loving, because this is your own body. It is going to keep changing. It is going to keep evolving. So make sure you're speaking to it in that kind and compassionate way, just like you would speak to a child. You would not want to speak to a child in hurtful, critical words, right? So that's how speak to your body as well. So that's how you speak to your body. Now, how do you listen to your body? See, when you're listening to your body, any kind of discomfort like pain or something, the body quickly gets attention, because what's happening is there is a discomfort. You're able to palpate it, you're able to understand it. Oh, I have some high fever, you're able to feel it immediately. When you have some kind of pain, all attention goes there, be it headache or toothache or any kind of pain, all of that quickly your attention goes there. That's one way of listening to the body, when the body has gone to an extreme state, and that's when you listen to your body. but you can also listen to your body when it is not in its extreme state. That's what is called as not being giving warning to your body, waiting for the warning signals and only then listening. Now just right now focus on all your teeth. All of them are normal. They have what kind of sensation they have, how big, small they are. Is it wet, dry, not so wet? Focus on your tongue. Focus on your heartbeat. Focus on your breath. Focus on all the different body parts which are actually normal now. Your joints are normal. Different muscles of your body. Your hands and legs. You just spending some seconds to few minutes on different body parts and observing what kind of sensation it is, what state it is in, that itself is listening to your body. And that is when you do that on a daily basis, even a slightest change or a even subtle warning signal, you will be able to understand that something is going off alignment. And that's what you need to do, and that's where you need to take action. That's why I always say, do not wait for a pain or fever to really come and give you a knock on your face that, oh, now it's the time to take action. So do not do that. So now that I've been answering all your questions, tell me what more questions do you have? And along with the questions, I would want you to also tell me which was your favorite video of all the 8 videos. Have you watched all the 8 videos? Type a I in the chat section if you've watched all the 8 videos. While you all have been sharing about how these 8 habits have been informative for you, which have been your favorite habit, easy to do habits, and all your questions about it, remember the essence of these 8 habits was basically to give you what kind of right habits are needed for your lifestyle so that you can actually remain healthy. So focus on applying these habits, imbibing these habits. It's okay if you cannot begin with having this habit as an everyday part of your lifestyle, but make sure you're doing it periodically, because only when you apply, that's when you're going to see results, that's when you're going to feel healthier and fitter. So that's the essence of actually first working on health, because according to World Health Organization, in definition of health, it says that it does not just mean absence of disease. So health is not just mere absence of disease. Any slight discomfort, taking you anything away from ease, also is a disease. So make sure you are applying and imbibing these habits so that you can remain healthy. In coming weeks, now that these healthy habits are done, what we are actually going to be doing is we are going to be taking one particular disease each week, and for those diseases we'll be coming up with how you can tackle the disease in multiple different approaches, in multifaceted way. How you can tackle the diseases physically through nutrition, through exercise, through sleep, through emotional well-being. How can you address what emotion needs to be addressed so that the disease is resolved from the root cause of it, and what kind of mindset you need to have for the disease to actually completely go away from your body permanently. So whichever disease you want it to be first, you can always share that in the comments, because each disease we will be taking that up, and we will be seeing multiple approaches of looking at the disease and treating the disease, so that you can resolve the disease holistically, because we're doing it physically, emotionally, and mentally. And that's what's going to give you a complete 360-degree perspective. So that's what's going to be coming up in the next coming weeks. So make sure you have liked our channel and you've subscribed to our YouTube channel, so that you get notification as soon as a new video comes. And make sure you share whichever video you found of value, because that is what is going to make sure people around you are also imbibing those lifestyle. And when people around you imbibe those lifestyle, it becomes very easy for you to imbibe that lifestyle too. So make sure you're empowering and making people around you also healthier. If you want to reach out to me at Empowered Body Mind Soul for any personal sessions, to get a personal opinion on any of your health issues or diseases, you can always book a discovery call or a session with me. I will link it in the description of this chat, or you can always go to any of our previous video and you will find the link in that as well, but I will link it in the description of that as well. So thank you all for joining and watching all the 8 habits and putting in that effort to really imbibing those habits. So pat yourself on the back and clap for yourself, because it really shows that you are committed and you want to be healthy. Make sure you always have that attitude, because at Empowered we want you to always have a mindset which uplifts you, which makes you empowered. So bye bye, take care and stay healthy.